What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We all know how good the Warriors have been for the last 5 or so seasons. They've been a dynasty. But all good things must come to an end, as today we're going to be simulating past this dynasty. What I mean by that, just like in yesterday's video, if you haven't seen it, we are going to be simulating 3 years into the future. So for those 3 seasons that I simulate, I'm going to be letting the assistant GM or CPU make all the moves with the roster. And once we're in the offseason of 2026, that's when I will be taking over the team and doing the rebuild from there. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. So yesterday we did this with the Los Angeles Clippers and you guys seem to enjoy it. So today we are doing it with the Warriors and you guys really asked me to do it with the Golden State Warriors. So that's what we're doing today. So as of right now, we all know what the Warriors look like. They got Steph, Klay, Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney. I'm actually very excited and curious to see what this roster is going to look like in 3 seasons. Like I mentioned, I will not be controlling this team for the next 3 seasons. So I don't know if Stephen Curry's going to be here. I don't know if Klay's still going to be here. What are they going to do with Draymond? Is Poole still going to be here? It's going to be very, very interesting. Now, in yesterday's video, because when I usually do rebuilds, I always have CPU to CPU trades off. Because as you guys know, I like to do realistic style rebuilds more than I like to go cheese the system. So I always have it off. And I asked you guys yesterday if you wanted to see, if for this series, if you guys wanted to see it on, and you guys said yes. So we are going to have it on, and I'm also going to have trade approval off, because that will just take me forever to approve every trade that I see. Like that, I'm going to have to stop every 2 seconds for the next 3 years. I'm just not about it. So we're leaving this on, so it's going to be a little bit different than yesterday, because yesterday the roster was a little different, but not really. So today, with this on, this should change a lot of things. So I will see you guys in the offseason of 2026, because that is when we'll be taking over this Warriors roster. I'm going to let the assistant GM, let the CPU do its work, and I'll see you guys in the offseason of 2026. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to choose overs or unders on your favorite players that you enjoy watching each and every day. It is available on mobile or desktop, and this is how it looks. They give you the number, and you're going to choose over or under on it. They pretty much have every sport you can imagine, whether it's soccer, NFL, NHL. They have a ton of different options. So this is how it works. You choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 being 3 times your money, all the way up to 6 players, 25 times your money. PrizePicks has just elevated my watching experience to a whole new level. So if you want to sign up, I also have some of my entries as examples here. That way you can kind of see how it works. But if you want to sign up, links in the description. Use code Crushables. They match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. Thank you, PrizePicks, for sponsoring today's video. We've officially made it to the offseason of 2026. So let's go take a look at what has been happening since we started simulating. So if we go take a look at who's won the champions, not team history, I want to look at league history. So league history, and let's go NBA history. So season awards, you got John Morant, MVP, Luka, Jokic. Okay, you got Harper, Booker, Wembanyama, Boncaro. You got Henderson as 6-man, George, and then Henderson again on the Pistons. So Scoot is on the Pistons. Defense player got like Robert Williams, Giannis, Claxton, and Embiid. Okay, who won the championships the last 4 seasons? So you got that's past champions. So you got Mitchell for the Knicks. Okay, you got Jalen Green on the Rockets, John Morant on the Grizzlies, and then Trae Young on the Hawks. Now, where did we finish this last season? Let's take a real quick look. So we're not in the top 8, which means we are okay at 38 and 44. So we're a mid team right now. Now it is time for the moment of truth. What is this roster currently looking like? Do we still have Steph? Is Draymond still here? Like, what are we currently looking at? Taking a real quick peek. 3, 2, 1. Stephen Curry is still a Warrior. Okay. They have Stephen Curry, Poole, Kuminga, Wiggins. This team didn't change much at all. I mean, they added Brandon Clark. They drafted Nick Smith Jr., which is cool. DiVincenzo. They have Kobe White, Bruno Fernando, Ryan Holland. So not much has changed at all. They got Zach Edey as well. So not a whole lot of change. The only thing, and then Stephen Curry is a free agent. So that's big time. No player option either. Jordan Poole is on the last year of his contract. Kuminga is a free agent. I think we should probably bring him back. He's been really good. Let's take a look or the player stats for this last season to see where we're at currently as rosters. Kuminga has turned into a stud at 24 points per game. So we've got to bring him back. And then Poole, 17. Probably could boost his shot tendency to be even better. And then Nick Smith Jr. I know can be an absolute stud if you really like progress him in the game. So that's someone I definitely want to keep around. So retirements, does Stephen Curry retire? But no, LeBron James retires as Celtics. So he played for like 3 more seasons. Usually he retires like right away. Klay retired a Blazer. Okay, Thompson retires a Blazer as well. So we're going to be in the lottery. I believe we should have our draft pick. So not a ton of change. I thought there'd be more, but no. Even with CPU to CPU trades on, not a whole lot has changed. Herbert Jones. We'll take a look around the league as we, continue to simulate. So draft lottery time. We are projected pick number 9, 6% chance at number 1. And we are going to stick, or we actually drop down to 10. So we got Hawks via the Spurs pick at number 2. Interesting. And then number 10 is going to be our draft pick this offseason. All right. Big free agency ahead of us. Staff signing Steve Kerr. I'm probably just going to keep him. So we'll keep Steve Kerr as our head coach. He's got a lot of badges. And, he's done a great job with the Warriors. Of course, he's had a really good roster. One thing the Warriors have always done is built through the draft primarily. So I think that's the approach I'm going to try to take today. If I can. If I have money and I could sign someone to free agency, of course, maybe I should just do that. But if I can build through the draft, like that's where I'm going to try to do things. I think I'm going to be keeping Poole around, and then I'm going to be keeping Kuminga, and then hopefully we can develop Nick Smith Jr. and potentially Zach Edey as well, although I don't know how much he'll progress. So let's keep filling this out. There's no one I need to trade away, though. I'm feeling like we kind of have a decent roster. So I'm not really sure what we'll be getting at pick 10, but if we can continue to build through the draft, this would be like a good start. Kuminga is a must resign. Wiggins is also a free agent, so I'm pretty sure almost everyone here is a free agent right now, which is not a bad thing necessarily. It is definitely interesting. So salary cap breakdown, Clark is still under contract. So yeah, Stephen Curry. Whoa, wait a minute. $89 million. Holy moly, that is insane. Is he making $89 million a year right now? Because that is crazy if that is the case. But all right, let's just go to draft night. So I think that might have been glitched. There's no way he was actually making $89 million, right? So here we go. BJ Davis-Ray, shooting guard. CJ McCollum, all-star floors. Larry Hughes, bench. We got Ollie, Hugo Gonzalez, Jalen Henderson, Walls, JD Palm, and you got like Francis. I don't know anything about these guys. Honestly, I have no idea. What draft class is this? So this is the Boozer draft class. And you got Cooper Flag, Harrington, and then Bronny. Is that that's Bryce James? Okay, so Bryce James is into the league. I'm feeling like I'm going to take Hugo Gonzalez here. I don't know why. That's just kind of my gut instinct. You also got like Parker Jefferson. Give me Hugo Gonzalez in this draft, and I'll feel pretty good about that, I guess. So he is a 76 overall, so not too shabby. Maybe we could turn him into something. So Hugo Gonzalez, welcome to the team. Also 6'6". Wiggins is going to decline his player option, and Nick Smith Jr. is going to accept his, which I'm pretty excited about. And then qualifying offers, Ryan Rollins is a free agent, and Zach Edey is as well. So I'll extend both those qualifying offers. And then free agency. So Stephen Curry is out here. I almost wonder if I should just move on. Like, I don't know. Like, I would love to see Stephen Curry retire a Warrior, but at the same magnitude, I got to start thinking about the future, right? So I actually might just move on from Stephen Curry, as weird as that sounds. I'm going to probably move on from him. So I'm going to resign Kuminga. I'll probably move on from Wiggins as well. And then Moody, I mean, what did he do this last year? He averaged 10 points on 43% shooting. You want $60 million per year. That might be a little too much money for my liking, so I don't know if we'll go with that. Who else is under contract here? So I know Clark is. So Brandon Clark's the only one. And then, Poole's making quite a bit of money as well. Smith, Kobe White, and then like Hugo Gonzalez, and then Stojakovic. So got some rookies we can be excited about. Guys, young players, I should say, we should be excited about. I might trade Brandon Clark to free up that $12.5 million just to try to maybe get a young player out of this, or even a draft pick or two. So Demetrius Dong. I like that last name, but I think that might be who I'm taking. So Demetrius Dong, welcome to the team. I don't know what you'll bring to the table, or Wendell Moore. He's 24 years old, but he's not on a rookie contract anymore. So also we got Stephen Castleton on the last year, but give me Demetrius Dong from the Clippers. I love it. So welcome to the team. Like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and start off with a Kuminga signing. He's unrestricted. He wants a bag, but he's earned it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. So we're going to bring back Jonathan Kuminga. As weird as it sounds, Stephen Curry's salary cap hit or his cap hold is $89 million. I will be moving on from Stephen Curry to change the video up a little bit, because obviously I could keep him, but I'm going to let him go. I'm going to let him go somewhere else. I'm going to see what he can do somewhere else. So definitely sucks to let him go, but all good things must come to an end. So right now we have Poole at point guard, Nick Smith at the backup, Kobe White, Hugo Gonzalez, Stojakovic, Jonathan Kuminga, Dong, and then no center right now. So I'm going to move Hugo Gonzalez to small forward. He's actually up to a 70, or up to a 78. Yeah, 78 overall, so that's pretty good. And then Stojakovic will back him up. We'll move Poole potentially, or Smith, to shooting guard. So if we did that, let's move. Poole goes up, or he goes down. Nick Smith stays the same. So I'm going to move Nick Smith to the 2. So it'll be Poole and Smith as our backcourt, Kobe White backing them up. And we could probably move Kobe White to backup point guard, and I bet he would go up in overall. He actually stays the same. It doesn't matter too much, but one of them. And then we need a center, so that's probably where we should focus on. So we have Jarrett Allen out here, Bam Adebayo, Ingram. I'm trying to get a younger center, Vucevic, Walker Kessler at 24 years old, restricted free agent. But that would be kind of cool to get started with Walker Kessler. So Kessler is definitely the best player we can get here. Jalen Duren, also always fun to get. Mark Williams, Pokuševski, James Wiseman, and then Ben Simmons lists at center out here as well. Ian Jackson, Gafford, Zeke Naji. Give me Walker Kessler. I don't know if the Jazz will match this, but he would be kind of awesome to have here. So I'm going to give him a contract offer. Did the Jazz match it? They don't. So Walker Kessler is going to be our franchise center. I said we are going to build through the draft, and look at me signing Walker Kessler. I could re-sign Wiggins as well, but again, I want to go for a more younger roster, which is why I'm not going to re-sign Wiggins. So we need a backup shooting guard and a backup center, pretty much. So backup shooting guard, we got Andrew Nembhard, who actually is on a pretty cheap contract. So I'm going to give him a deal to be our backup shooting guard. And then if Bruno Fernando can come back, or whatever center is available to us, I guess I'll bring him back. And honestly, if Stephen Curry is still sitting there and I can still give him a contract, I might just bring him back. And I wasn't going to, but he's still sitting here. Jackson Hayes could be a solid backup. Got like Christian Koloko as well. Give me Koloko for 2 years. And then if I can bring Steph back, I probably will. I wasn't going to, but I mean, might as well. And then I can bring back Wiggins too, but I don't think I will. So let's have Stephen Curry retire a Warrior. Let's do it. So I'm going to re-sign Steph to a 1-year deal, and he'll play out this season, and maybe he'll retire this next season. So wasn't going to bring him back, but now he's back, and we got Kessler as our big addition. So Steph is going down, Kuminga is up, Kessler. So our big three right now is Poole, Kuminga, Kessler, Nick Smith Jr., Kobe White, Hugo Gonzalez. Hopefully he can turn into something for us. Nembhard. You got Dong, who's up to a 77 overall. So he developed like crazy, which is nice. And the Stojakovic also progressing. So that is our first offseason with this Warriors squad. So definitely going to be interesting. I think I'm going to be making Stephen Curry a 6-man as well. He's going to be making a ton of money for a 6-man. Don't get me wrong. But I want to develop the rest of the roster. I want to have him, obviously retire a Warrior. I just loaded the wrong draft class, but I'll fix that in a second. But yeah, retire a Warrior, but I still want to progress my younger players more than I want to play Stephen Curry. Right now, they have Steven starting for whatever reason. We're definitely going to be fixing that. So proficiency is perimeter centric, and they got Lamar Stevens out there for whatever reason. I'm going to be moving this to a balanced system. I'll see if that fixes it. And if not, I'll fix this rotation in general. But it'll be Hugo Gonzalez starting, and I'll be starting Nick Smith Jr. and Jordan Poole, and then having Stephen Curry play more of a 6-man role. I'm not going to trade him because I just feel like that'd be disrespectful. Does that fix our problem? So yeah, they want Stephen Curry out there, Nembhard, Hugo Gonzalez. That fixed that. But I'm going to be starting I'm going to have Stephen Curry come off the bench, and I'm going to start Nick Smith Jr. So it'll be Stephen Curry as a 6-man. I'm playing about 31 minutes. Nick Smith Jr., I want him to develop like crazy if I can get him to develop. And then Dong, Kobe White, Nembhard, and Stephen Curry take some minutes away from him. Jordan Poole, get him up to 37, and go Nick Smith, and then Hugo will get 27 as a rookie. So that will be our rotation for this season. I don't know if we'll do anything crazy. Shot tendency, Stephen Curry, I'm going to move it down to like an 84. I'm going to move Poole's up to a 90. Kuminga's is fine, but I'm going to move it up to a 90. And then Nick Smith Jr. is a 90 as well, already kind of where I want it. And then Hugo Gonzalez is going to move it up to like a 71. But let's wait this season. I've done enough talking. Let's see if this team can make the playoffs with this younger roster that we have currently. So currently we are at the trade deadline, and we currently suck really badly. So I am going to be trading Jordan Poole away and getting 2 draft picks for him, an unprotected 2031 and a 2030 unprotected. I do unfortunately have to do a pick swap with the Pelicans to get them to accept this, but we're taking on Drew Holiday's contract. He definitely has a terrible contract at $33 million and $35 million, but it's not really going to matter too much. Stephen Curry's contract is going to be gone, but I think I'm going to be moving on from Jordan Poole. He's not really scoring that much. I mean, it definitely doesn't help that Stephen Curry is still here, but I don't want to re-sign him. He's on the last year of his contract, so I'm going to be moving on from Jordan Poole and getting those 2 draft picks for him. We're currently 18 and 38, which is why I'm okay with moving on from Poole. So Stephen Curry will start the rest of the season. I do still want to start Hugo Gonzalez. They have Trey Lyles out there, which I'm not doing. But yeah, I'll fix this the way I want it, and it's not really going to matter too much for the rest of the season. But yeah, so we're moving on from Jordan Poole. That is a move we are making, and then Lyles is going to be here, but he's not going to be a big part of anything, obviously. So, and I still want to start Nick Smith Jr. So now that Jordan Poole is gone. That's opened up a lot of scoring. Hopefully Nick Smith can go crazy, and then Hugo Gonzalez can go crazy as well. But that was our big move. I'll see you guys in the offseason. So Nick Smith Jr. does win most improved player, so that's definitely a good sign of things to come with him, hopefully. So I'm very excited about that. We obviously didn't make the playoffs, but one thing I noticed, once we traded Jordan Poole away, not to say it was all his fault, but we did start winning more games, which was kind of interesting. We got the Pacers and the Mavericks in the finals. You got the Mavericks going on to win a championship. So yeah, big offseason. Stephen Curry does retire Warriors, so that is definitely cool to see. So I'm glad we got that taken care of. I'm going to leave that the way it is. No need to change that. Katie retires on the Miami Heat, then Harden retires a Sixer. So definitely going past the Stephen Curry era now. So let's go to the draft lottery. And this is going to be a big lottery for us. So gonna need to hit big here. We are projected pick number 4. So hopefully we get lucky and jump up into the top 3. And we do not. And we drop all the way to 7. That is tough. Very tough. Kings are going to get number 1. We drop all the way to 7. So that's definitely going to change our approach a little bit. I would have loved a top 3 pick in this offseason, but we don't get it, unfortunately. So let's head to draft night, and let's see. Do we have another draft pick? Because we did make a trade with the Pelicans, but I don't know if I got this year's pick or a future pick. So yeah, we got future Pelicans picks, so we'll fix it. We'll use those. We got the Hawks pick as well. So we have some draft picks. We have Walker Kessler and Kuminga as our front court, so that's set in stone. Hugo Gonzalez, let's hopefully he can develop like crazy this offseason. Drew Holiday, we need to dump that. There's no reason to have that anymore, so hopefully we can find a way to dump Drew Holiday's salary to someone. Chicago wants to give me a first-round pick for him. You got the 18th overall pick in this draft from the Pelicans. That'd be weird to just trade him right back, so I won't do that. And then we got the Blazers off me at 20, a top 3 protected pick. So let's do this with the Portland Trail Blazers. So we move on from Drew Holiday, have him gone. That way we don't have to worry about him. And now he's going to jump into drafts. Number 1, Chris Washington Jr. At this point, I have no idea what any of these rookies are all about. So hopefully number 7, we get somebody pretty good. We have Marcus Johnson, point guard. You got a ceiling. I'm not available. We do need a new point guard. So I honestly think this will be the pick. 19 years old, 6'1". I like it. So we're going to go ahead and just take Marcus Johnson. Not even think about it. Don't know if he's going to be good or not. Got to hope he is. And we end up with a 78 overall. So looks pretty good to me. Hopefully he can develop and he'll turn into something for us. It looks like we hit on the right pick. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. So Johnson's going to be our new point guard. Definitely going to be past the post-Stephen Curry era at this point. Nick Smith Jr. is going to be a big signing we got to make. We got to bring him back. He just won most improved player. If we allow him to develop, he'll go crazy. So Nick Smith only wanting $17 million per year. That's honestly a steal as well. And we might even have enough money to sign like another big free agent. So Marcus Johnson is going to be our point guard. Andrew Nembhard right now is our backup, which is fine. We got Hugo Gonzalez. I'm going to let him continue to develop. Kuminga, Trey Lyles, and then Dong. And then you got Christian Koloko and Kessler. I'm going to be moving on from Trey Lyles as well. There's really no need to have him anymore. So we can just move on from him, trade him for a second or whatever it takes. Sharif Cooper in a second round pick. That's fine with me. We get ourselves a backup point guard, so I'll take that. And then now we just need to bring back Nick Smith Jr. And then we could probably sign whatever else we need. Maybe we sign a small forward and let Hugo Gonzalez play off the bench. So let's just take care of Nick Smith Jr. first. Then we can sign whatever else. So I guess I should look and see what my options are. So we got LaMelo. I mean, small forward is the biggest thing. I could sign Anthony Edwards, and then obviously that would be like a rebuild done. You got Shaedon Sharpe as well, but that almost seems cheap to do. Like, I don't really want to do it. Like, I really just want to go the Warriors way and just build through the draft. That's kind of where I'm at this point. RJ Barrett, you got like Jarris Walker out here at 86 overall. So obviously I could use my money, but I kind of want to just continue to build through the draft and just see where it gets me. So I'm just going to give Nick Smith Jr. an offer, and we're going to roll with it. And it may not be the best approach here, but I'm feeling like it. I'm feeling the Warriors way, I guess. So I'm going to give Nick Smith Jr. a 5-year deal. Let's lock him up for $18 million. That's going to be an easy. I love it. So now we should have enough money to still sign like a big free agent. I guess we don't. Well, we have a trade exception. I think if we renounced it, we should be able to. So maybe not. Never mind. So I guess we don't have enough money. We have a big trade exception for Drew Holiday's salary. So maybe if I'm looking to make a big move, I can use that trade exception at the deadline with all the draft picks that I have. But I'm going to roll with what we got. I'm going to roll with this. I'm going to see how it goes. I'm going to see where it goes with it. And obviously, we're probably not going to be very good this first season, or the second season, I should say, because this isn't the first season anymore. So second season, probably not going to be all that great, but we're just going to hope development just takes us where we want it to go. So Kuminga is up, and then Nick Smith Jr. is up, and Hugo Gonzalez Dong. So yeah, if I'm just going to rely on development, I don't think we'll go anywhere, especially at this point in the game where everyone is just like super juiced. So at the deadline, I probably will be using Drew Holiday's trade exception with all the draft picks that I have. So I'll probably see you guys at the trade deadline to make a big move, because if we don't make a big move, we're probably not going to go anywhere anytime soon with how juiced everyone is at this point. So we're trying to make our first trade here, and I'm targeting KJ Evans on the Grizzlies. Now, he's only making $11 million, so I honestly think I should be able to fit another guy in this exception, but we got all these draft picks stacked up. And this Atlanta pick is very valuable, and I'm honestly okay with cashing in at this point, because I don't know if it's going to land into the top 3. As we saw, we had 4th best odds last year. And at this point, we're so far into the simulation that everyone's just so good that these draft picks are just becoming less and less valuable. So I'm going to offer this. They don't agree to it, but a 4-star pick is going to eventually get me KJ Evans, I believe. So I'm going to offer as many picks as it takes. They're starting to think about it a little bit more. I'm going to mortgage the future, and I'm going to be okay with it. Can I attach a player with it as well? And that is still not going to get to go through. Man, KJ Evans would be amazing right now. That's not going to happen. I'm going to keep going. Marcus Johnson, Cooper, Koloko. Do I do it? And they agree. So just like that, we got KJ Evans as our brand new small forward, which is going to be huge. So 87 overall small forward, and that was only our first piece to our trade exception. So I'm not done yet. I'm going to keep adding. So we're going to keep using this exception. This pick is going to be 3.5-star value, so I think we should be able to add a little bit more here. The season, I don't want to go too far gone. 13-20 right now in the season. So, I mean, at this point, I should probably upgrade the backcourt. So either it's Marcus Johnson or Nick Smith Jr. I wanted to develop Nick Smith Jr., but I don't know if I can wait on that. So we are going to probably trade Nick Smith or Johnson. I don't know which one. Marcus Johnson, what's he doing on the season? 9 points. So, and then Nick Smith's already kind of at the point where he's actually scoring. So yeah, one of these guys is going to be going bye-bye for a good backcourt player. And the good backcourt player I'm targeting is Shaedon Sharpe on the Washington Wizards. He's averaging 19 points per game on the season right now. He's a 90 overall, 23 last year, 40% from the field, though, or from 3, I should say. So I'm going to offer this. The Wizards are also rebuilding, which is why I think they'll get close to accepting this as well. And they don't agree to it just yet. Now, if I included Marcus Johnson, he's got 3-star trade value, or do I want to include Nick Smith Jr. instead? I feel like we have plenty of scoring, so I said I was going to develop Nick Smith Jr., but I'm turning around and trading him. So just like that, we have grabbed Shaedon Sharpe at the midseason mark. So we have retooled the roster a little bit. So now we have Johnson, Shaedon Sharpe, Evans, Kuminga, Kessler, Nembhard, Gonzalez, Cooper, and Dong. So don't know if that'll change our season around. Hopefully it does. We've added some overalls here with Evans and Shaedon Sharpe, Kuminga, Kessler. So hopefully we can come out here and turn the season around. Only 7 games under 500, but those 2 new additions, hopefully we start to turn this boat around and we can find ourselves in the playoffs. So they're not the exact record I would have wanted, but we do find ourselves in the playoffs at like 42-40. But the West was so close that we still get the 5th seed, which is kind of interesting. And the Clippers were only 1 game ahead of us, so it's not like we're facing a dominant team. So Kuminga averaged 25, 22 from KJ Evans, 20 from Shaedon Sharpe, and then 12 from Hugo Gonzalez, and then 12 and 13 from Walker Kessler with 3 blocks per game. So Walker Kessler's been like the perfect center for us, but now we have kind of like this big 4, and we have to hope that it's going to get us far here in this postseason. So we get to play the Clippers in round 1. What are the Clippers looking like? They got Tyus Jones, Brown, Markkanen and Randall, Keita, Keldon Johnson, Lyles, Jordan Goodwin, and Cameron Reddish. So somebody current round against the Clippers. We're going to go up 3-0 and beat them in 4. That was almost too easy, but now we get the team that, of course, is probably going to be dominant in the simulation. It's the Thunder. They still have Shea as well. In the last video, they actually lost Shea, but this time they were able to keep him. So, yeah, maybe we don't even get a championship today. Now, the top of the rotation is pretty crazy, but the bottom of the rotation isn't as bad as I thought it would be. They also have Moses Moody, but we'll see what we can do here. So, game 1, they're up 1-0. Game 2, yep, probably going to lose here by 4 games, and we are going to get 1 on them. Maybe we can win 2 straight, and we do. Maybe we're not done just yet. All we got to do is force a game 7, and we might be in business here, man. I didn't know we'd be able to blow or have the Thunder blow a 3-0 lead. That would be kind of crazy if we could make it happen, though. 2K, don't get my hopes up. We better not win this game just to get blown out in the next game, though, bro. I'm not doing it. 127-140, 31-8-5, 22-5, and 20-13. We've gotten this far. We made the Thunder blow a 3-0 lead, but I just have this suspicion that we're going to go into this game 7 and get absolutely obliterated. I just have the feeling 2K got me this excited, and they're about to just let my feelings down. So here we go. Game 7 in Oklahoma City. This is almost like like when Steph and Klay came back on the Thunder from 3-1, right? And now they're taking the lead. I thought we had it, man. Wow. Yep, that's what happened. 35-12 from Kuminga, 31-3 from KJ Evans. But it looks like we have something going here. We were able to take the best team in the West. I guess the Mavericks have LaMelo and Anthony Edwards as a backcourt, so those two guys from the same draft class. I feel like we could have beat this Mavericks team. So I think the main thing is we need to just bring everyone back, re-sign everyone, and just let the cards fall where they may. So we went in for it, and we got to the second round. We just have to hope next year that we can get out of the second round, make it to the conference finals, and beat whatever is in front of us. So that Atlanta pick turned into 5, and then our pick, once we turned the season around, turned into 18. So can't be too discouraged by the trades we made. I think we made some good trades to turn our season around. We got desperate, and I don't regret it at all. So we're stopped at the trade deadline, and actually we're really good right now, so I probably shouldn't be changing anything. But I don't know how much Marcus Johnson will continue to progress. He's averaging 8 points and 10 assists, so he's actually kind of the perfect point guard we need right now, so I probably shouldn't change anything. But it would be fun if I can get a better overall point guard. That way I, just kind of up my chances at potentially going far in the playoffs. So I'm kind of feeling the idea of trading for either Wallace or Robert Dillingham, and I think I'm going to be trading for Robert Dillingham here to upgrade my point guard spot. I don't know if that'll change anything, but I'm doing it, and that'll be an 83 overall point guard at our point guard spot. So just progressed out a little bit, and now the rotation is just looking a little bit more stacked. We were able to bring back KJ Evans. Obviously Kuminga is still here, and then we brought Derek Lively in as well, who's up to an 80 overall, and then Ray is now the end of our bench. So feeling pretty good right now, currently really good on the season, 40-16. So I probably didn't need to make any changes, but I want to win a championship this year, man. So we went out there and upgraded our point guard spot, and I'm just going to hope that results in us winning a championship at the end of the season. So I'll see you guys in the playoffs. So at the end of the season, we did not finish up as the first seed. That is the Thunder here, still as the first seed. So hopefully we match up against them in the conference finals, and we can maybe get some revenge from last year. Don't know if we'll get that far. Obviously, we got to face the first 2 opponents, and then we'll see if we get that far. So we get Portland in round 1, and we have Shaedon Sharpe, who of course came from Portland. So they have Damian Lillard and Booker, okay, and they got Jarris Walker, Barris, Bill Colby, Paul Reed, MJ Rice, Cameron Payne, and then they have Cameron Johnson as their starting small forward. So Dame is down to an 83 overall, and then Booker is in the backcourt with him. So kind of interesting, but I feel like we're the better team. We're up 1-0, which is a great start. 27-10. So Dillingham, hey man, if he can be like another elevated scorer for us in these playoffs, I can't be too discouraged by that. Up 2-0. Are we going to sweep the Blazers? It looks like we're going to, just like old times. So now we play the Mavericks. So the Mavericks no longer have Luka, as we know. Luka's actually in Miami, so that's kind of fun. But Dallas, they had LaMelo and Edwards last year, and they still do have that. So that is a pretty nasty backcourt. And this team, I think, made it to the finals last year, if I'm not mistaken. So we're getting to play the finals team from last year. But honestly, I feel like I like my team better than theirs, but you never really know. Let's see what happens. Game 1, we're up 1-0. Game 2, don't go with Simcast. Game 2, they even it up. Fair enough. Game 3, they're up 2-1. Are we going to lose here? We go up 3-2. No, we cannot. And we're going to a game 7. So game 6, or we're going to have to force a game 7. So game 6 against this roster, and hopefully we can come out of game 6 and move on to a game 7 and then win it from there. But 2K obviously got my hopes up last year, and now they're kind of doing the same thing. Can we win this one? It's not looking good. We are going to get eliminated in round 2. So ultimately, rebuilding the Warriors 3 years in the future did not work out for us, and the Thunder go on to win a championship. So you know what? Sometimes you take L's, and I'm okay with that. Do we run it back another year? I feel like with Dillingham is under contract another year. If we go one more season, and then after that, we call it good. Like, if we can't win next year, I think we should probably just forfeit. So I'm going to go one more season. So in this last run, we were actually able to crack 65 wins. Now, the big thing for that is our end of our bench really developed like crazy this offseason. We had some progression at the end of our bench. So if you take a real quick look at the roster, so like Dillingham went up to an 84, Hugo Gonzalez is up to an 83 now, Ray is up to an 81, and Dong and Lively are up to 80s, and then Dalen Terry is someone we signed as well just for depth if he needed to be in there. So yeah, the rotation at the end developing definitely played a huge role in us, I think, going 65-17. But as far as player stats are concerned, Kuminga still led the way, so he's the man in charge. But I'm just going to be running it the way it is right now. If we can't win here, then it's automatically an L, and we're not winning a championship today. So we get the first seed. The Thunder are the third seed, so once again, we don't have to deal with them until the Western Conference Finals if they do make it there. The Spurs have a really good team. Honestly, very good team. So I would not be surprised at all if we ended up losing here. So I'm just going to click select my current round because honestly, at this point, I don't care. We either win or we lose. I said this the last season, and I'm sticking to it. Select my current round against San Antonio, and we sweep them. So that's a good start. Obviously, now we get the Grizzlies. We have D'Lo and John Morant as a backcourt. Paulo Banchero, but their center is Francis Chun, and they got Jalen Williams, Safino, Jalen Smith, Jalen Johnson, and then Ted Oliver. So I feel like we should beat them. So once again, just going to click select my current round, and we are going to beat them as well. And we don't have to deal with the Thunder, which is awesome. So we have not lost in the playoffs just yet. And now we get the Utah Jazz. So I have Holloway, Christopher, Franz Wagner, Jaren Jackson. That front court is super nasty. The back court is not bad either. Drew Lowe, and then Wade Garnett as well. Just go game by game. We dropped game 1. Not a great start. Not what you want to see. Game 2, they're up 2-0. Okay. We win 4 straight, though. We win 2 straight. We win 3 straight. And can we go to the finals? Yes, we can. For a second there, I thought we were losing, but now we get Miami, and they got Luka. So that's already a cheat code. They have Nasir Cunningham, Dyson Daniels, Lydell, Carson Wallace. Very good team in Miami. Very good team. But we've made it to the finals. So we got to feel pretty grateful about where we're at. Game 1, we're up 1-0, though. 19-10 from Shaden Sharp. Game 2, they even it up. Fair enough. Game 3, they're up 2-1. Game 4, and they're going to beat us, aren't they? Unless we force a game 7 and we lose in 6, the Miami Heat. So Luka Doncic, just too unstoppable, man. But you know what? That's okay. I will end off on that note. Making it to the finals is still nice, but it definitely sucks not to end off on a championship. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. 2K is just an absolute disaster. As the further you go, everyone is just super juiced, man. That's just kind of where it's at. Everyone's just kind of developed like crazy. Like it's just kind of a wreck in my opinion. So but I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, and we'll keep doing it. And let me know what team you guys want to see next. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'll see you on the next one, which means tomorrow. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.